गुणातीतो अक्षरं ब्रह्म भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमः जनो जानन्निदं सत्यं मुच्यते भवबन्धनात्। श्री स्वामीनारायण भगवान की जय। अक्षर पुरुषोत्तम महाराज की जय। राधा कृष्ण देव की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज की जय। महंत स्वामी महाराज की जय। प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज शताब्दी महोत्सव की जय। With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagavan Swaminarayan and my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Param Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj, my heartiest namaskar, good evening, and Jai Swaminarayan, especially to the respected Shri Thakkar Sahib and all the family members of Geo. Nice to be with you today, and I'm asked to talk on work-life balance. I come from the BAP Swaminarayan Sanstha, which is one of the largest organizations in the world. We are among the top 10 NGOs with a permanent seat in the United Nations. And coming to the topic like work-life balance, I have personally visited more than 25,000 homes set with more than 25,000 families across 20 countries, more than 100 urban localities and 200 rural localities. Across caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, and talked in length about work-life balances with them. So sharing my personal experience with you of personally sitting and discussing with more than 25,000 families across the globe, professionals ranging, family businesses ranging. The most important aspect that we understand the aspect of the state of affairs of the 21st century man and the state of affairs of the 21st century society. Somebody has rightly described it as these are the times where we have fancier houses but broken homes. These are the times of double incomes and more divorces. These are the times of high-rise buildings but low-rise characters. These are the times of broader highways but narrower viewpoints. These are the times where man has gone all the way to the moon and has come back, but he finds it difficult to cross the road and meet the new neighbor. These are the times of quite good profits in businesses but shallow relationships. These are the times where we have broken the atom and we have produced tremendous amount of energy, but we find it extremely difficult to break a prejudice. The list is very long describing the state of affairs of the 21st century man and society. But in short, you can say that these are the times where we have much to show in the show window and nothing in the stock room. मतलब दिखाने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, लेकिन मन में पवित्र विचार, शुभ भावनाएं वो कम होती जा रही हैं. We live in an age of guided missiles and misguided man. Because we have learned to swim like a fish in water, we have learned to fly like a bird in air. But perhaps many of us, we have not learned to walk like a human being upon this earth. And that is why crime of all types are increasing day by day. This is the said cutout of the whole story of the 21st century man and the 21st century society. When we're in the midst of this, in the midst of severe competitiveness, cutthroat competitive age, Everybody jostling in the space to carve himself out from personality to career. We actually forget to live a good, balanced, satisfied human life. This life is a 70-80-year game. Am I right or wrong? In this 70-80-year game, if you know how to play it well, you have won your life. And if you don't know how to play it well, you can probably be a loser. It's not that I've read a couple of books and I'm standing in front of you. We as saints are deeply involved in the management, administration, infrastructure system of our institutes. How many of you have been to Akshardham at New Delhi or Gandhinagar, Ahmedabad? All of you. I come from the organization. We have 1,300 such campuses in 60 countries of the world. We have more than 100 hospitals, hostels, schools and colleges, and we as saints are directly involved in the administration, management, HR system of these institutes. So like you, we also work 8 hours a day. What I'm doing now is my extra job, my hobby. So we know what is work and life balance. We are 1,100 saints in the organization in the BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. More than 800 of them are graduates, postgraduates, chartered accountants, doctors and engineers. So we know what is work-life balance. So when I talk to corporates, I tell them of the 24 hours that you have in a day, it should be well distributed into 8+8+8 system. The first 8 hours of the day is your honest, ethical hard work in whichever profession you are. Second 8 hours of the day, you take a good sleep or rest. And the third 8 hours of the day are very important. If you know it well and live it well, you win. If you don't know it well, if you don't live it well, you lose. Third 8 hours of the day I preach 3F, 3H and 3S. 3F is your family, friends and faith. 3H is your health, hygiene and hobby. 3S is your soul, service and smile. Your third 8 hours of the day, of course into fragments, should be well distributed into these 9 departments. Family, friends, faith, health, hygiene, hobby, soul, service and smile. If you can well distribute it, it is a day well lived, thus a life well lived. A balanced life, a satisfied life well lived. How many of you always have a craving from within to live a well-balanced life? That you are satisfied at the end of your life, you can put your hand on your chest and tell yourself, yes, I lived my life. How many of you want to be satisfied at the end of the life that you can say, yes, I lived my life, putting your hand on your chest? All of you. 8+8+8 is the system. Geo 8+8+8. That is live. Geo means live. Live 8+8+8. First 8 hours of the day is your honest, ethical hard work. Remember first thing, there is no alternate to hard work when it comes to success. Success is always one step at a time. It is a ladder, it is never an escalator. And nature has designed the process of hard work for everybody. So intense hard work is not just human labor. It is not just human duty. It is human dignity. Because even in the animal kingdom and the birds kingdom, God has put the system of work. Am I right or wrong? There is a proverb that goes in the North African jungles that every morning when the sun rises, the slowest deer has to run minimum faster than the fastest lion to see the evening. And the slowest lion has to run minimum faster than the slowest deer to see the evening. And so the conclusion at the end of this story, rather reality is, whether you are the lion or the deer, when the sun rises, you have to run. Whether you are the executive chairman and MD of RIL, or whether you are a small employee of RIL, when the sun rises, you have to run. As simple as that. So we all do that. कठोर परिश्रम का कोई विकल्प नहीं. Everybody has to work hard. When Bill Gates wrote his autobiography, Business at the Speed of Light, how many of you have read it? 5, 7 of you. More should. Oh, Taka read it, that's great. Business at the Speed of Light. He says that my success, I devote it to the culmination of 3 things in life. First is determination. Second is intense hard work. And third is acceptance of the ideas of others. Our Guru Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who created this BAPS organization to this level. You have seen Akshardham in Delhi. Our 4 campuses of this scale or bigger than this are coming up at present. One is in Robbinsville, New Jersey, America. Second is in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. The third is in Johannesburg in South Africa. And the fourth is in Sydney, Australia. 4 Akshardhams are coming up. And everything will be completely over by 2024-25. He worked tremendously in his lifetime. If I give you a couple of lines of his statistics, it would be mind-boggling. He was the president of this organization for 65 years, and in between of that, 45 years as the spiritual head of this organization. He passed away just about 2.5 years back at the age of 95. He traveled to more than 18,000 villages in 60 countries of the world. When he was 70, 75, 78, 80, we have seen him traveling into deep rural villages, deep Adivasi hutments at 11 p.m. at 12 midnight. For upliftment of mankind in all walks of life, from de-addiction to teaching them all values of morality. People used to write letters for their personal, family or social, professional issues, and Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to read and answer it. He read and answered more than 7.5 lakh letters in his lifetime at an unbelievable average of reading and answering more than 70 letters a day without a Sunday for 45 years. If you go to your office tomorrow morning and open your official mailbox and you find 15 mails to answer before lunch, Pramukh Swami Maharaj answered 70 letters a day. It was not just blessings. Clear cut, he had to direct people to solutions to their problems. As I've come for a session to you, he had sessions of 2 hours every day evening for about 50 years without fail. He built 1,300 places, campuses all over the world. He built more than 100 hospitals, schools, hostels and colleges single-handedly and administered it successfully. He initiated more than 800 saints like us. Out of them, more than about 150, 200 are born American and British citizens. Our more than 50 saints have studied in Harvard, in Stanford, in Carnegie Mellon, in Kellogg, in Oxford. Many of our saints at the age of 25 and 28 have left aside jobs of $100,000, $200,000 to become saints in the organization. So attracting young talent into mainstream social service and mainstream spirituality. As the greatest historian upon this earth, Alvin Toffler, writes in his book, The Story of Civilization, that to imbibe moral and cultural values in the hearts and minds of people in this 20th century and the 21st century is as difficult as transporting water to the 10th story of a building without the use of an electrical or a mechanical device. Of course, not a geo device. That great work he did upon this, he de-addicted personally more than 4 million people in his lifetime. That is 40 lakh people. 100 million, 100 days is a target, was a target. 4 million people to be de-addicted by making them understanding the realities of life in a span of 40 years is a bigger project than 100 million customers in 100 days. And Pramukh Swami, because you are dealing with humans, you are dealing with their emotions. You basically transform their thought processes. Pramukh Swami Maharaj did it. He celebrated mega festivals and helped people during calamity. Intense hard work is the foundation of all success. But along with that intense hard work, your honesty, your ethical values, they play a pivotal role in your rise, in your growth, and all successes in your life. Remember one thing. To a certain level, you can grow by your academics, by your talents, by your experience, by your platforms, by your back support systems, by your support teams. But beyond a certain level to grow, you need values, you need virtues, you need ethics. Only if you are wedded to ethics, you grow beyond a certain level. Otherwise not. So it should be the core value of your work. Pramukh Swami Maharaj was once asked, which thought remains with you 24/7? And he said, a person who lived 70 years of public life. He said, the one thought that has never entered my mind, shall I tell you first? जो विचार मुझे जीवन में कभी नहीं आया. And he said, किसी का अहित हो, ऐसा विचार मुझे जीवन में कभी नहीं आया. The thought of hurting anybody physically or mentally or emotionally has never entered my mind. This is called ethical working. इसको गिरा दो, इसकी कंप्लेन कर दो. आज पिछले एक हफ्ते से वो 3-4 बार एमडी की ऑफिस में चैम्बर में गया, कुछ लगता है. According to a Harvard study, 35 to 40% of the working time of the employees in an MNC goes in office politics. If you are ethically right, you are shielded by values. And even if possessing the best of talents and work and experience, if you are not shielded by ethics, which you have to develop for yourself, then you will be vulnerable to all kinds of attacks. And if you are ethically right, you can stand in the midst of storms. That is the power of ethics. But don't play with ethics. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are, in whichever position you are not bigger than ethics. Am I right or wrong? Even if the name of your company is Satyam and you go for Asatya practices. Got it? Even if you are the king of the skies, you have to leave India without an Indian passport. The days are numbering when he'll be back in India. Already the UK Home Secretary has signed the extradition order. When he comes back and opens his mouth, many biggies will be in trouble. Even if you are the Sahara of thousands of families and you go for unethical practices, you can still lie Be-Sahara in Tihar for 4 years. Nobody is above norms. Nobody is above ethics. If you put a handkerchief out of your pocket and before you start the ball, and you decide that I will give 20 runs in this over, the second spell of mine, the first over, second spell, in a T20 international, it's not going to remain hidden. The scandal was exposed. It is called spot fixing. The guy used to get 15 lakh rupees per delivery. 6 balls, 2.5 minutes, 90 lakhs. What are your pay packages here? 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. 6 deliveries. 90 lakh rupees. And if at all he had to bowl the 7th or the 8th because the batsman would not score 20 in 6 deliveries, 50 lakhs extra. 1 crore rupees, 2.5 minutes. But then it was caught. And BCCI handed him over a lifetime ban. Gentlemen, you are not supposed to catch a ball of cricket on the ground ever. So unethical practices, in the initial days, you like it, you love it because it is easy money. But then you can become zero from hero within seconds. And if you have worked ethically, If you remain wedded to values and ethics at your workplace, that creates a perfect work-life balance, stage one. Then at any time in your career after that, you can hold your head high, put your eye into anybody's eye with full dignity. And that is how you work. So work honestly, work ethically, and you will enjoy your work. If you work fully ethically, your work and your relaxation will be same. And many times when I talk to corporates and I take their seminars, I say, when you work, entertainment, and when your hobby, all three become the same, you will never be stressed out. All your activity will be distressing to you. But provided you work ethically. This is the biggest norm to be taught to the professionals today. I sometimes tell a story. For example, you become an electrical engineer, you start your job as a junior engineer with the Maharashtra Electricity Board, and then you become a senior engineer, executive engineer, then perhaps a chief engineer, then you become a board member. In your 30 to 35 years of career, you progress to the level of being a board member. One fine Sunday morning when you're reading your newspaper and having a cup of coffee beside you, looking at the electric plug, you can't tell the electric plug, see, your distribution electricity is my job and I have distributed you all the years and your distribution lies in my hands. So this is the chairman's finger I'm putting inside the plug, so take care of it. What if the Maharashtra Electricity Board chairman puts his finger inside the plug? The chairman of the electricity board does not have the right to put his finger inside the plug. Yes or no? Because electricity doesn't know your post, position and power. Ethics is like electricity. It doesn't know your post, position and power. गिरा देगी, वो चिपका देगी, ये गिरा देगी. Electricity चिपका देगी, ये गिरा देगी. So honest, ethical, hard work. At Delhi Akshardham, we have many incidents that people change their lives for the better. 2006, 2005, we had the inauguration. Till date, we have 17,000 footfalls. That is per day. People change their lives for the better. We have a general visitors book where people can write opinions or suggestions or criticism, anything. Our volunteers would check. We have 800 full-time staff at Akshardham. So I was going through the pages and somebody has written कि मैं एक हरियाणा के छोटे से गांव में से आता हूं, मैं काम ये करता हूं कि मैं घर घर जाके दूध बांटता हूं. गांव में तो हम साइकिल में 2 दूध के कैन लेके घर घर जाके दूध बांटता हूं. मेरे जैसे 2-3 दूध वाले हैं, 70-80 घर है, दो दफा दूध बांटते हैं, सुबह और शाम. मेरे जीवन में सिर्फ मैं 2 दफा दिल्ली आया हूं. एक बार जब कोई बड़े घर में शादी थी तो हम बारात में आए थे, और दूसरी दफा कोई अभी लोगों ने बोला कि चलो अक्षरधाम देखने के लिए चलते हैं, इसलिए मैं अक्षरधाम आया. यहां आया, प्रदर्शनी देखी, बहुत प्रेरणा मिली. तो आज से मैं प्रतिज्ञा लेता हूं कि मैं अपने दूध में पानी नहीं डालूंगा. When Neil Armstrong put his first foot on moon, New York Times put the headlines on the front page: a small step by a man, but a giant leap for mankind. Because ethical values are adored everywhere. How otherwise a milkman in a remote rural area of Haryana get his talk here in the Geo conference room, in the Geo seminar? Ethics has power. But I want to say, if a milkman, illiterate person, can be inspired to live an ethical life, you and me can. Yes or no? So honest, ethical, hard work is the first aspect of a work-life balance. Because if you lose out on that, on ethical values, you will lose your job, you will lose your family, you will lose your career, you will lose everything in life. So as we don't play with electricity, don't play with ethics. Very clear. Second important aspect of a work-life balance is that I would suggest a 30-second video that can be downloaded from the YouTube. Brian Dyson, the ex-world CEO of Coca-Cola, after his retirement, he addressed a convocation day of management students that were passing out from a B school in US. In that 30 seconds, he made a wonderful speech. I would like to explain it to you. Very apt for the work-life balance. He said that my 35 years of corporate experience from the highest level, I would say, that in life, actually, you are juggling with 5 balls. You all seen jokers in circus juggling with more than 2, 3, 5 balls, and they would not allow any ball to fall on the ground. He said, in life, you are juggling with 5 balls. The first ball is the ball of work. Second ball is the ball of family. Third ball is the ball of health. Fourth is the ball of spirit. And fifth is the ball of friends. After many years of juggling, he said, you will find that the first ball, that is the ball of work, is made up of rubber, and the rest 4 balls are made up of glass. The first ball is the ball of rubber. Because once it falls on the ground, because it is made up of rubber, it will bounce back. You will get a next work opportunity. As Richard Branson, the CEO of Virgin, he says that work opportunity is like a bus stand. A bus comes every 3 minutes. But the rest 4 balls are made up of glass. The ball of family, friend, health, and spirit. If you lose it, it falls on the floor, it will break. If not break, crack. If not crack, it will reshape. But it will not be the same again. Yes or no? So a very good concluding line for work-life balance. It is a takeaway for you. Get to work on time. Work very effectively during your working hours. And get back to your family and your health on time. Again, I repeat. This is a takeaway for you. Get to work on time. Work very effectively during your working hours. And get back to your family and health on time. This is called a work-life balance. You can't drink the whole sea of your profession at one time, can you? You cannot. I would suggest a book for all you professionals today sitting here. The book is written by an Australian nurse. She used to take care of critically ill patients. Her name, Bronnie Ware. She has written the book, The 5 Regrets of the Dying. She was a nurse taking care of the critically ill patients. Secretly, she used to ask these patients to fill up this form because these patients knew that they would die in a few weeks. They knew it. Their relatives knew it. Family members knew it. The paramedical staff taking care knew it. Doctor knew it. So she would secretly ask these patients when they were alone, away from their family members in the room, what actually at this stage in your life you cherish and what you regret. The regret column was well filled up all the times. And the respondents were arranged from an ordinary carpenter to a high-profile professional to a family business owner, everybody. From this lady, she dragged out 5 common regrets of the dying. And she started a blog, which became very famous. She was asked to write a book. She wrote a book, which made her a millionaire. The title of the book is The 5 Regrets of the Dying. You know the first regret of the dying? From an ordinary carpenter to a high-profile professional to a family business owner. The first regret of the dying was, why on earth did I work so much?